Tony, DeAndre did not have a big impact on the game at VCU the other night. Was that stage a little big for him at this point in his career, or did you talk to him at all after that game?
I really didn't. I don't know. He just wasn't, wasn't quite right. That was, I told you guys from the get-go, you're going to see flashes from DeAndre and Jay. They're going to show you their upside and exciting things, and there's going to be times where there's going to be some ups and downs, but you saw certainly a nice flash. It's about now can we get consistent and keep up with the pace of the game, but we needed that because Monmouth they make you work. They guard it, and they made us fight for stuff early, and then I thought we were pretty good defensively, and then our offense started clicking. We didn't shoot it particularly well from three like we did against VCU, but we got some plays in the lane and made some adjustments. But I was very happy for DeAndre, and again, he's just got to keep coming and take this and put it as a good experience and grow.
Coach, it seemed like maybe the team came out a little flat the first 8 minutes. Was that it? I mean, Monmouth was playing good defense as well, but maybe just a little lack of energy after the emotional game of 48 hours ago?
You're not going to win a game or lose a game in the first 5 minutes. You need to play against Monmouth the way they defend. They kind of run a pack-oriented defense. There's going to have to be a level of patience. But I thought we had a couple really good possessions defensively and loose ball, and then they threw one in. They're not a bad team. And so I don't think there was a lack of energy. Maybe offensively we weren't cutting as hard, but to say for sure, our guys were flat. It was a good win against VCU, and every time we play, it's just about being ready. So I'll have to watch the tape, but if that's what you saw, perhaps that was the case.
What do you think of Momedy, and how do you what do you guys do to kind of try to keep him out of foul trouble to work on?
Yeah, that's, with Jack and Momedy, that's something. You just want them to play, and Ty too, play smart. There's always going to be, it's hard. There's some quick calls that happen that maybe the officials don't get it right or it's a close call. So, okay, maybe there's one or two of those, but you can't commit any of the unnecessary, we call them dumb fouls or just the ones that hurt us. So keep working footwork, positioning. He's active, so we want those guys to be active on ball screens and try to go up and block shots. And sometimes you put yourself in harm's way a little bit. But soundness, positioning, playing without your hands, that's a big thing with Momedy. Sometimes he puts two on. And but I thought DeAndre and Momedy showed you some real good flashes today.
44 bench points, to be able to bring people off the bench like that can put the ball in the basket. How important is that for your team specifically?
Yeah, no, I think that's certainly big for us. And I thought actually, I thought Devin actually he got some in the post. I like that we got some inside out, but to certainly get those points off the bench, I think we're a team where you can't really say, of course, Kyle's going to be a threat, but different guys at different times can be scores, and it'll be spread out that way. So that probably will be our way this year.
What do you think of the defense today?
Ours, I liked it from the majority of the first half. There was a stretch maybe, and I thought it was pretty good into the second half. We bailed them out with a couple of fouls, but it's not going to be perfect. It's really about trying to be in position but scrambling, and sometimes you have to cover for mistakes. And when you have Isaiah anchoring it, you're usually in good shape, and then you got to finish on the glass. I thought VCU got into the paint and hurt us on the glass, and we tried to be sharp with that. And Monmouth can get down the floor. They perhaps don't have quite the ability to touch the paint, but you saw at the end of the game when we were a little lax, they just took it at us, and we fouled or they got to the rim.
To kind of follow up on the rebounding thought, is some of that defensive positioning guys going for shot blocks or being a little bit out of positioning, or is it just the blocking out part of it that you're seeing on film?
It's both, and I think late, Jay was trying to go for blocks, probably that he didn't have a chance to get. He came across, and, when you go for a block and you don't get it, it's like going for a steal or a lunge. You open up the weak side rebound, and they were just tapping it in. So, again, I think you have to. I think some of it was both. Sometimes we forget. We work on that every day, all fall. The ability to get a hit. We say when a shot goes up, or if no one's there to get a block out, you kind of find a sweet spot and rebound hard, because that's going to be important. As the games go on and everything increases, that play on the glass is pretty fierce. And they're a +9 rebounding team. That's what Well, at least that's what Dave Kane told me, so who knows if it's right. But that's what he said in our pregame. I didn't know that, but they've +9 on the rebounding, so that was important to try to control that. Yeah, I was trying to get him to, I said, here's where I want you in this. I thought it was a teachable moment. Thankfully we were up, getting these spots, work on these things, couple things, and then got him back in. So, you just got to keep fighting. We always look for guys that keep fighting, and we've got to be good collectively. And for our newer guys, even though he's experienced, Jay, DeAndre, Marco, and Nigel, there's always an adjustment period. But you always got to keep bringing the heart, keep bringing the fight. That's really important for our program.
Tony, that Monmouth team, as you said, they have elements of the pack line in their defense.
Yes.
Overall, generally speaking, just what did you think of their defensive effort today?
I thought, in watching them leading up to this, I thought they actually were better than us in terms of not stretching. I watched they really are disciplined in their positioning. I thought we did some things to, obviously we play against it a lot in ourselves. You have to move that, shift that. You have to do certain things against that defense. But I thought they were pretty disciplined, and you can tell King does a good job of working that and making it hard. You got to knock down some shots, made some plays, but good today. Maybe we got some things going, but watching it on tape and seeing the success that they've had over the years, I think it's been a really good thing for them.